trustee comments, discussion. Mr. Toth, item number 1.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Item number 1 is a special use proposal for the property located at 1059 Orchard Road. They're looking to do a microbrewery as a special use. There is representation tonight that we would invite up here in a minute just to kind of go through the operations briefly. But the property is an existing tenant space located in the Orchard Crossing Shopping Center. Actually just north of the Turf Room and the My Place Hotel. There is a text amendment, which is actually item number 2 on the committee of the whole meeting tonight. This use, microbrewery, is not a use that is currently listed in the zoning ordinance, so we'll be discussing the text amendment after this. So bringing you back to the next meeting if the board decides to move in that direction would be to adopt it as a special use and allow the special use to be approved, which could be done at the next meeting if the board so chooses. This is the shopping center here. We're looking to take one of the actual western tenant spaces with the shopping center, use 1,600 square feet roughly for the brewing operations. So with that, I'll go ahead and invite the representative of the business owner tonight to speak.
Good evening, members of the board and community. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Stephen Newman at Chipmunk Brewing. He apologizes for not being able to be here tonight. It was a trip that he had planned well a year ago. So I'm here to answer any questions that you may have. But to just start generally, Mr. Newman believes that this space will be an asset to the community. He plans to utilize the businesses in the surrounding area for food service at the area, at the brewery, and there won't be a significant impact in terms of traffic or anything like that. His hours of operation will be similar to other businesses in the area. He will, in no circumstances, be open later than 10 p.m., so there won't be issues with noise or anything like that late at night. And he hopes to be a good neighbor and, like I said, an asset to the community. So I can answer any questions that you have or anything related to business operations or the special use?
I have a question that I noticed that the schedule was, I think, Monday, Thursday, Saturday, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Why are they closed on Tuesday and Wednesday?
So we will be open on Tuesdays. There's just one day off is taken in the middle of the week, just that kind of helps brewing operations. But also, it's just a day off.
What I noticed was that he said he would expand hours if there was a demand for international soccer and rugby. How does that tie in?
So it's just his issue was he doesn't want to be open at 9 a.m. every day and have no patrons in the business. So if there was a special event that would be worth opening up for, he would do that. But his goal is he has to work on brewing operations, obviously, but also just have patrons in there when it's busiest.
Trustee Lowry, one of our employees here, is an avid English Premier League follower, and I've learned that a lot of the games are only broadcast in the early mornings here because of the time difference. So Mr. Newman had expressed to me in a conversation that there aren't many establishments that you can actually go somewhere early to watch a game and have a drink. And so if there was a demand for such a thing in this area, he might expand hours, is I think what he was getting at.
That's correct.
There's also a lot of international soccer in the La Liga League on Wednesdays. That's why I asked why it's closed on Wednesdays.
Understood. Yeah, well, I mean, those hours and dates are flexible. He just knew a day off on Tuesday or Wednesday would be taken.
So you're selling food there as well?
There will be food sales there, but it's going to be either prepackaged or his goal is to have a lot of things to come in from the community. So he's worked with the pizza shop, I guess, that's kind of in the area, and he hopes to have customers to deliver food there. So there won't be a kitchen or anything like that, but he will have food at the location.
Sounds good.
The Planning Commission public hearing was held on May 7th. The Planning Commission did unanimously recommend approval of the petition, subject to the 2 conditions of staff report. One being that they get a permit for any work being done that's applicable, and also 2, that all the operations be confined to the building itself, and no case should there be any outdoor storage. So with this direction, we're looking to possibly bring it back at the next meeting for an ordinance of approval of the board so chooses to go in that direction.
Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Good luck.
Thanks for your time, yes.
And item number 2, Mr. Toth.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Item number 2 is a few text amendments to the zoning ordinance. In 2015, the village adopted the 2015 comprehensive plan. One of the actual goals was to actually continuously revisit the business use classifications in our zoning districts, which we had done in 2015, if you recall, later that year after the actual comprehensive plan had been adopted. What we're looking to do is just do just that. One of the reasons why we did it, obviously, was to allow microbreweries as a special use, to allow the petitioner tonight to petition for a special use, as it was a use that was currently prohibited in the zoning ordinance. We had a public hearing before the Planning Commission on May 7th. Interestingly enough, as part of that conversation, they were not only for including microbreweries as a special use, but they also wanted to include micro distilleries and micro wineries as well. So if any of those types of businesses came in any of the business districts, they would have the ability to petition for a special use where currently it is prohibited. So obviously that being the first of the text amendments. The second one would be outdoor storage. Now, the B2 and B3 allows outdoor storage as a special use. Now, when I say outdoor storage, that means that would be the primary use of the actual property, meaning that it would be, someone could store trucks, landscape materials. Not really a use that's appropriate for a business district, more or less for a actual industrial district as a special use. But I do want to make note that in any case, there are a lot of businesses in the business districts that have outdoor storage elements to them. You might have a car dealership, a lawn, a actual garden shop. The list goes on and on. So we're not looking to prohibit those, looking just to prohibit any use that would take up business district property, whether it be B2 or B3 or B1, and then only be using that for outdoor storage. So again, we're looking to eliminate that as a use. So that way, we won't even entertain special uses for that sort of activity. The third one would be to reclassify tobacco shops as from a special use to a permitted use. This is kind of one of the ones that I struggle with a little bit as far as, as how we would subjectively petition a special use for a tobacco shop, meaning that the use itself, the sale of the products are legal in grocery stores, gas stations, convenience stores. Also, too, the regulation of smoking in a building is actually regulated by the Smoke-Free Illinois Act. There's more information in there in the staff report that basically obviously states that you can only smoke in a standalone building, and that standalone building cannot emit any sort of smoking adjacent businesses as well. So we have a product that's already being regulated. Actually, it sounds like the smoking age is going up to 21. But also, too, is that the actual operations within the actual building itself, which would be smoking, is prohibited in actual strip centers. So it's a regulated use. And we do actually have a couple uses in town that sell nicotine alternative type products, vape products, things like that. They've been classified as permitted use because it's just a retail sale. The moment they start selling cigars or tobacco, they become a tobacco shop, and it creates a special use issue. For a product that can be sold basically anywhere at this point. So these are the three text amendments I'm proposing at this time. Answer any questions you have on any of them. Just looking for some direction to, again, this is just for discussion. We would then be bringing it back for ordinance.
My only concern in reading this material prior to the meeting was the outdoor storage. I think I'd like to know more about that, because I think one of the reasons behind the ordinance that prevents it would be for unsightly kind of things piling up. And I remember we had a discussion a few years ago on a clothing collection farm somewhere. We were concerned about the possible unsightly effect of misuse of that. Is there something written into your plan to prevent any kind of sloppy looking outside storage?
Well, typically any use that already has an outdoor element is already a special use. Like a car dealership's an easy one. If someone's looking up a car dealership, they through the special use process, and that way the board would have the opportunity to review the site, the operations of the business. One reason why outdoor storage is a little tricky is because if you only have again, this is only for a primary use, meaning that someone buys a property and they throw a bunch of cars on it because they want to store materials or whatever it might be. Why it becomes an issue is because without an on-site presence, without a building or some sort of on-site management, it becomes a little more difficult to regulate the property itself, making sure that it's kept properly. We have businesses in town that there are people on site that aren't kept the way they should be. But it's a lot trickier when you just have a standalone property. You can have weeds and other operational issues with the property itself, which is why we don't think it's, at least it's my opinion, that we don't believe it's actually appropriate in business district.
Okay, is there something put into the plan that would prevent any kind of unsightly storage? I think that's my piece of question.
Well, by prohibiting the use, they couldn't even do this sort of storage. It's actually right now, someone can come in and petition for a special use and actually have an outdoor storage lot.
I think what Trustee Lowry was specifically asking about, for instance, would be one of the boxes where you do clothing collections, you said. We actually had this conversation today at staff. I believe we have a code that actually prevents those types of boxes from.
We do. We did that around 2014, I believe. We actually had specific language for those. And this doesn't pertain to outdoor storage because those are actually a separately regulated item. This is actually referring to a use of basically taking the entire lot for a particular use. But the storage bins are an interesting conversation. A lot of towns have had the same issues. We do have specific regulations for those types of actual apparatuses.
You want to make this tighter, right? Or
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Correct.
The only time that this would be difficult is, like Mike was saying, is if a business came in and they had a legitimate ancillary use that made sense to have some stuff outside. And then Mike's argument when we discussed this was, as he just said, that almost any of those types of uses that would ever have ancillary storage outside would already be in our code as a special use for the type of business they're entering. This is only for a primary use, so someone, like Mike said, just starting a property and saying this property is going to be for outdoor storage.
We've had people in the past that, one of the examples has been someone looking to open up use a business district property to process wood and store firewood outside. That's just an example, and it was right next to a business that would have been in complete conflict with given their operation. So this would even allow them the chance to petition for the special use.
Any other discussion? That's your
Thank you.
view. Motion adjourned.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Or adjourned.